Happy Wednesday, everybody. It's your boy Trey. Welcome back to the Trey Sanchez YouTube channel. And we are back at it again for sure, with another banger in Europe. Flying for FedEx here, this Boeing 757-200 Papa Foxtrot, which of course is a basically converted passenger plane into a freighter. And we're going to do some flying from England down to Birmingham, United Kingdom to be exact, over to, well, down to Paris, France, and then potentially back. So as you can see, we've got some pretty inclement weather conditions here, so this ought to already make for an exciting time here. So guys, welcome aboard FedEx flight 318 service to Birmingham. We got to get these packages. Where did they go, man? So it's a pretty short flight, 200 plus something nautical miles, so not a whole lot, but that means for me it's going to be really busy because, as you know, things get busy the shorter the bigger the plane is, the shorter the route is. So hopefully we can 100% stay ahead of the aircraft and not get behind. So let's go ahead and get the music turned down for now and figure out how we can get this party started adequately without hopefully any barriers to our success here. And I guess X-Plane 12 is going to really show me how taxing it will be on my system, especially because it's raining. So first and foremost, let's go out and do a bit of a walk around here. Just so we see what is happening here in our current situation. Look at this guy out here, man. He must be a straight up gangster. Getting wet. Oh, you know, one thing I forgot to do is to log on to the VATSIM network. So let's make that happen at this time. And there we go. Fully connected. And as you can see there, we don't have any services as of yet here in Birmingham. So we'll monitor that and keep a close eye on that, because you know ATC likes to pop on at the last minute. I'm just double checking. We got some Gatwick approach on, we got London approach on, London South Center, and another center on. Don't know quite what that is, so let me check my scope here. Just make sure that I don't have any ATC covering me right now. And I think I do. Let me just find the airport here. So that's south. Okay, so let's continue to, okay, that's Manchester. Actually looking for Birmingham on this map here. You know what it is? I don't think it's populated. I might be the only flight departing out of this area, so there's a possibility that it hasn't populated yet, but I'm pretty sure that I am in the service area here for London South Center. But without further ado, okay, you guys know anytime you fly a flight factor joint that you most certainly have to come here to ground, and the first thing you want to do is maintenance. Okay, so maintenance has been successfully performed, meaning hopefully that we won't have any issues as far as the aircraft configuration here, maintenance wise. See, maybe we better get a de-ice truck out there too. Passenger, and maybe because it's a freighter, it's not even letting me do the passenger stuff, which is fine. And we're gonna probably end up going with 13 pallets on board, and we'll get to that in a second. Actually, let's get the aircraft going here. So we're gonna definitely get the battery on. That standby power to auto, just in case. I have been known to make a mistake with that. So our buses are tied, so that's our buses being tied. So circuit breakers push in and the buses are all tied for electricity. And here's our utility buses. And of course now we can activate that external power, get some juice on the bird. Let's get our navigation where it needs to be, get our yaw dampers on there. And I like to go ahead and connect the generators just on the off chance that I forget to do that. We're also going to put our position light on, which is our nav lights, and it's a little later. I've made the sim back the time up so we can see anything, so it's not a night flight. So okay, that part is configured. Let's most certainly now come down to our FMC and get our position initialization all crack-a-lacked. We are at Echo Golf Bravo Bravo, of course, and let's throw that in there. And then this GPS, if you were to go to the last page, will still correspond with this. North 52 degrees 27, 3 west 00 degrees 44-2. That'll be the same thing. If we come to the first page, that's this right here. So you can just go ahead and plug that bad boy right in for the IRSs to align. So there we go. Now we need to finish up this work here. So we're going to go back to airplane first, and basically we need to open up it's a cargo, so let's open up left front, the main loading door for the cargo bay here. And then of course now we can come over here, and the pallets is 13, and let's go ahead and let's see here, let's go at about 20,000 pounds there. Put some weight in there. Okay, zero fuel weight is 187.40. Let me check that out as well in my flight plan. Okay, so let's go. First of all, our block fuel is going to be 20,779. Just make it a nice even number there. So our zero fuel weight is 187,420. Gross weight 208,220. So I'm going to check these weights here. So we want to make sure, because flying cargo planes is a little different. Flight plan, it's got full payload, 60,000 pounds. Our takeoff weight is 210 pounds. Okay, so that's good. So we're under it, because here's our gross weight there. Yeah, so I think we're doing good here. Yep, fuel, they rounded up to 20,000 pounds. Now let's optimize the center of gravity. And there you go, our center of gravity is 31%. So all this definitely needs to count in your, I just like to hit optimize again and see. Okay, so this is actually optimal because I hit optimize one more time and that's it. So with that being said, 13 pallets, 20,000 pounds of cargo weight here in the belly of the aircraft, as well as 20,800 pounds of fuel. Let's go ahead and load the plane. So the plane is now loading, which is a good thing. And looks like the rains have subsided. We're going to get the weather here in a second. But let's also look at that. FPS is down just because things are loading and the airport, but that's not to worry. It's a lot of stuff going on here. This is custom scenery, so we're not too concerned about that. Okay, Birmingham. Let's go ahead and look at our plane. And of course, there we are. According to SimBrief, at a quick glance, we are expected to depart on runway 15, I believe. Our departure today is on the Cali to Yankee, so it's going to be this one. Cali to Yankee, transitioning Cali. So we'll go ahead and choose this here. Let's take a quick peek at the departure. It's pretty much straight out departure, so that'll make for some easy flying. Straight on out, transition to Cali, and the max altitude for this departure until cleared above is 6,000. Now, normally I don't pull up the runway, and look, transition, it says it right here, transition altitude is 6,000. We're not in the United States. Normally it's standard 18,000 between Mexico, Canada, and the United States, but at this point, we got something a little different, man. So there's our transition altitude of 6,000. So we'll make sure we adhere to that. And of course, we also want to bring up our Paris joint. Charles de Gaulle. That's where we will be heading. Let's get past a ton of this here. So we want the airport. And of course, we're expecting arrival on 27, especially because I believe the FedEx ramp is right over here. So we'll get off on 27, probably take full runway or exit here on Zulu 3. But either way, make ourselves over to Kilo and come across so that we can come into the FedEx ramp. Let's also, since we pretty much know that, let's also get our arrival in there. We will be arriving on the Bibex 9 Victor. There it is, Bibex 9 Victor. Okay, here's the Bibex 9 Victor here. Be nice if we got that shortcut, but instead we're going to kind of be doing a semi-arc and then coming in just to be downwind. There's Colive and Mopar, and then landing west will be this way. So as you can see here, we'll be on a heading of 93, which is almost perfectly due east for the downwind. We'll do a right base and then right to final, and we should be lined up for runway 27 right. So with that being said, let's also pull that in for our approach. I'm going to do ILS. 27 left. ILS will localize our 27 right. And here's the Cat 2-3 ILSs. So before I choose the ILS there, let us go ahead and check some stuff out. James Johnson says, ¿Qué onda, papá? ¿Cómo estás? Antonio Manis says, you don't do Microsoft Flight Simulator, and Drew Stone is in the house. I actually do have Microsoft Flight Simulator. However, I just have not, to this point, even got into it. So I do have it. I still need to do it. But I just have not done it yet. So I'm going to be fairly new at Microsoft Flight Simulator. I just built a computer not that long ago, a couple months ago. So I have it. I paid for the premium edition of Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. I just need to acclimate. I got my roots in, Flight Simulator, Microsoft Flight Simulator back in the day, 98, 02, 04, FS9, and FSX. So that's where my roots are from. But then when they went away, I found myself in an X-Plane environment, starting basically with X-Plane 11 and now X-Plane 12. So I do have it. I will most certainly get into Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. It's just, once you've learned it, it's just different, even how you map the controls and the interface and all that. But I'm going to get to it, man. So, because I definitely want to start giving you guys that content as well as DCS and ATS and any other simulator that comes to mind. Anyway, guys, Antonio says, I actually hated Microsoft Flight Simulator after I got it. Now it grew on me. Yeah, that's what a couple of my other content creators have told me. So I'm sure I don't hate it. I mean, like I said, how can I hate Microsoft when it's just a different simulator? I just, like I said, yeah, it is going to take a minute for me to acclimate to it. So, but welcome aboard, guys. Thanks for checking the stream out here. So right now, let's go ahead and yeah, we have ATIS here, so that's telling me one of these London centers, which is probably the 1271, is going to be, because you got London South Center and London Center, and we're not south right now. So we do have ATIS guys on board, 136025, so let's check that out. For right now, we'll choose the ILS just 27 right. If it's inclement weather, category 2 or 3, which this aircraft is definitely rated for that, then we'll switch up the chart, because that's going to be, the cats are, you know, definitely weather dependent. So let's go ahead here and get the ATIS in, which is 36025. Oh, it's already in here, so let's just turn it on. And
this is Birmingham Airport information, Alpha at time 1720, automatic, runway in use 33, transition level, flight level 80, surface wind 070 degrees, 9 knots, visibility 1400, clouds broken 600 feet, temperature 0, dew point -1, QNH 990. Departing aircraft make initial contact with London Control 127.1. Acknowledge receipt of information Alpha and advise aircraft type on first contact.
okay, so we got, I didn't hear the active runway, which I think is going to be 15. Let's hear the winds.
1720, automatic, runway in use 33, transition level, flight level 80, surface wind 070 degrees, 9 knots. Visibility 1400, clouds broken 600 feet, temperature 0, dew point -1, QNH 990. Departing aircraft make initial contact with London.
Okay, guys, so looks like QNH is 990, 1271, as I said, is going to be our actual departure frequency. So let's get right into that. So we'll probably start hearing their chatter. Let's make sure it's on.
69 Romeo, top of descent.
Okay, QNH is 990.
Descent level 200, trainer 600 Romeo.
You can hear that rain coming down, man. That rain is crazy, man. We got to come over here as well. QNH is 990.
You may fly as fast as you wish.
My man got the command to fly as fast as he wishes. That's the best thing we want to hear. For, you know, fuel dependent. Okay, guys, so 990. And we'll leave it there. 990 is there.
Sorry, I didn't see it.
So,
000 under control, hello, you're going to be very high, my friend. Descend flight level 150 and expedite descent.
let's get our clearance.
Shamrock 000, going down to 150.
Good evening, London Center. FedEx 318 here at Birmingham is a Boeing 757-200 Foxtrot, looking for IFR to Charles de Gaulle with information Alpha on board.
London Control, hello, clearances to Paris, ADMEX 1 Mike departure, runway, actually stand by.
ADMEX 1 Alpha, okay, so we're switching up from
FedEx 318 disregard, be runway 15 for departure, Cowley 2 Yankee departure, squawk 5017.
Okay, we'll be cleared to Paris on the Cali 2 Cali transition, squawking 5017, FedEx 318.
FedEx 318 says, nearly all is correct, just confirm Cowley 2 Yankee departure for runway 15.
Yes, sir. Cali 2 Yankee departure for runway 15, FedEx 318.
318 reback is correct, the QNH 990 hectopascals. When you're ready, start approved, taxi dial point 15, report ready.
Okay, start approved, and we will call for taxi to runway 15 for FedEx 318.
London Control, good evening.
All right. So it is runway 15, so that data must be slightly off. And let's see, Drew Stone, thank you for the weather report as usual. Microsoft Fluminator is better in almost every way except for the planes. X-plane planes are just better. By the way, hello from South Florida. Hey, that's what's up, man. Thank you for saying hello from South Florida. Yeah, you know, the flight physics, you know, a little different. I mean, I'm going to be particular to both. You know, I don't think one is better or worse than the other. I think there's just differences, and that's just the way I look at it. All these simulators are trying to do their best to give us the best immersiveness, so I like it. I mean, as a pilot, you know, in the sim world and having flown real aircraft, X-Plane 12's flight physics are definitely, to me, a step above Microsoft Flight Simulator, because I can literally fly a plane here in this sim and then go out and fly like a general aircraft with, you know, some of the people I know that have an aircraft in real life, and it's, you know, it's pretty much similar. So, and I'm not saying Microsoft Flight Simulator isn't either, but I like them all, love to all, and I respect any simulator that anyone else likes. I might like it too, so that's just the way I look at it. That's the type of guy I am. No hating whatsoever. I don't believe in hating. It just doesn't get us anywhere in life, so trust me. Trust me, man. But yeah, I appreciate all of you guys' commentary here. Alright, so we definitely are on our way. Like I said, a flight this short, you definitely want to make sure that you're doing as much on the ground prior to us taking off. So here's the Cali 2. There's the active runway 15. So that's pretty simple. Let's activate this. There it is, and we can start tapping it in. Yeah, Antonio says, yeah, you're right, I love them both. No doubt, man, no doubt. Alright, so right after Cali, we're going to go right into an airway here. Uniform Lima 612.
Squawk 6467 is a 2097.
And then Whiskey Oscar Delta, which is a VOR. You can hear that rain pounding. And then on to another airway of Uniform Mike 605.
BA9453, can you repeat our flight level?
Uniform Mike 605. And then right to buybacks. And of course, this is our transition onto the buybacks 9 Victor.
Good evening, department heading to Southampton IFR.
So let's execute that bad boy. And now let's go hit the departure and arrival again. You gotta hit index on here and then come to this bad boy. And we're doing the buybacks 9 Victor. And that is most certainly for the ILS runway 27 right. And of course the transition for that is buyback, so we don't need to put anything in there, man. Let me just double check. Yep, none of that will be relevant to us. So we're going to execute that. Now let's go into the legs page. Okay, here's our departure.
2097, flight heading 255.
Okay, here's buybacks. There's the
fly heading
Buyback's there, and you can see that's it. Then it's going to be Kolov, then Mopar is what we needed. Then we're downwind, so technically we shouldn't put this in, although we can. But you know, I really don't like to do that, because what happens is if we have air traffic control and they haven't told us to turn, I don't want my aircraft to start turning on its own. So let's put it in. We'll try to remember that. And that's why, for example, we need to double check the chart. Okay, so here's Gizco, which is the initial fix. And if you look on the arrival, here's Mopar. This will have us downwind. So, you know, we might even just be naturally, after we look at our, you know, flight plan, give us a better, more 90-degree turn for a right base if we don't have ATC. If ATC is there, then we'll vector us. And then, of course, then we can just go direct the other way, which also put us on for the ILS. So. One other thing that I'm going to do, since this is such a short flight, let's put our ILS information in now, because I don't want to be, you know, fighting the aircraft in order to, you know, stay ahead of it. So 110.35, verified runway 27 right, so let's get that in there now, and not even trip on that. And then the final approach course heading is 264.
2097, report you're heading to London Control 129.425. 129.425 with the heading is 2097,
and then our squawk setting is 5017. Boy, that rain is coming down.
Control, hello, right turn direct to Mowgli.
5017, that's all in. 110.
Yes.
Decimal 35, 264 is in, and then our minimums is 592. So let's also put our minimums in. While we're thinking about it, man, which we have to do so.
Golf 178, turn left, heading 240
should
degrees.
Be on the arc.
Turn left, heading 240 degrees.
And here's where we'll put our minimums in, right here.
107 kilo,
so we should come here.
107 kilo, monitor Nikon 122.8.
And okay, we're on the plan. Boom, boom, boom. Brightness, terrain, and weather. Boy, that rain is coming down.
Hello, climb now, flight level 310, and redirect to Finma.
Okay, decision heights 592, and we've got decision height of 590 in here.
Finma.
Apologies, direct Finma.
There we go. Okay, guys, now let's get our situation up. Transition is 8,000, not 6,000, but we are only cleared to 6,000 until ATC tells us different. Let's get the flight directors on.
1278, turn left, heading 220
and
degrees.
let's also LNAV VNAV.
1278.
1278, report that heading to London Control 129.4.
And our vertical navigation is not going to click in just yet, because we've got to finish setting up the
129.475
climb profile here, so no problem there. So as far as the flight plan is in there, we are good to go. Let's now go over and get the aircraft fully configured here. Our reserve, and I'll check you guys out here in the chat. Our reserve fuel is, final reserves is 9,000, so we'll put 8. Cruising altitude, oh, that's a good one. What is my cruising altitude? Cruising altitude. Okay, boom, boom, boom. Let me make sure I like it. Okay, initial altitude, we're going to do 25,000 feet. And that's why the VNAV couldn't activate right now, because we still need to put that in there. 75. Boom. Okay, see, now it's telling me insufficient fuel.
42 Uniform Alpha, turn left, heading 340 degrees.
Left 340, Ryanair 42 information.
And let's change our reserves to 5 potentially. Let's see what that does.
Under control,
Now let's type 250 back in.
Under control, hello, squawk 4710.
So at this point,
4710,
I think we should be good there. We're going to take off flaps 15. The outside temperature is... Let me get it on the network because I'm questioning that meta right now since it said it gave us runway 33, but okay, so yeah, winds are 070 at 9 knots, and the temperature is 0. Get the center of gravity here, 4.2. And there's our rotation speeds. Okay, let's put this side on legs. So there we go, guys. We got a V1 decision speed of 136, a rotation speed of 139, and a final safe climb out after our rotation of 143 with the center of gravity of 24% with our trims at 4.2. And again, confirming the outside temperature is 0, the dew point is -1, and so we will potentially have a lot of haze here. Now we can come back up and try to hit the VNAV, and there's the VNAV is activated. And there we go. So, back down. Let's go back to legs really quick, and we... Now, because again, it's such a short flight, we're going to put this into plan mode. And let's range this out a little bit, and let's step through this.
Right now, 222, when you're ready, descend flight level 200, level by Elvos.
Descend 200, level by Elvos, when ready, Ryanair 222.
At 40, uniform Alpha, contact tower now, 123.8, bye-bye.
Tower 123.8,
okay, here's... I guess I was in the plan mode. Oops. Alright, let's step through this. There's our departure. Continuing a southeast route. There's our top of climb. Okay, there's the buybacks transition onto the arrival. There goes that slight arc, and then we're going to go do a nice sharp left. Coliv, Mopar. And then as you can see, there's that really weird, be a long weird turn to Gizmo. So we'll probably fly the Mopar heading, which is going to be a heading of 93, departing Coliv. And let's look at the narrative. And that's one thing about the charts for Europe. They're a little bit less descriptive on the narrative. You know, United States charts, we basically are reading down to the last minute. So again, we're going to head on and continue our heading after Coliv on a heading of 093, and technically before our turn, and then here's the runways over here, so you can see we will fly that heading 093 for a little bit. We need to be between flight level 12,000 and flight level 11,000 here, and we'll look for the transition altitude. Trans level is set by the ATC, okay, but we can also go to the chart and generally see what it says. Here's our missed approach. Okay, so transition altitude here you know, is 5,000, but here's the transition flight level is going to be assigned by the ATC. If not, we'll assume it's 5,000 for ourselves. I'm content with that. We have everything put in, so now we can get it back on the map mode for our departure. Let's keep it down to 10, so when we depart, we can see exactly what is crack-a-lacking. We have gotten push and start approved. However, we are going to be pushing back onto... Let's see, there is runway 15 there. So we want to basically push back facing north. So it'll be nose to the right. Because this is a southern runway coming in this way, so that means it's the northern runway coming the other way.
London Control 129425.
129.425. Thank you for that service. Good day, sir. You're best 3 on heavy.
21438, Monitor Unicom 122.8.
122.8, thank you for service. Seal by 143.
Right at 222, Monitor Unicom 122.8.
Unicom, Ryanair 22, bye-bye.
Debian 9453, Monitor Unicom 122.8.
22.8,
Okay, I wonder if he's getting off.
Debian 9453.
Right at 2742, contact London Control 129.425.
Okay, we'll go ahead and start the APU. Let's get that fuel pump on.
2742, contact London Control 129.425. X67 Bravo November, contact London Control 129.425.
129.425, Jack 67 Bravo November.
286, just confirm you're reaching Mowgli.
There's our 28.
Confirming Mowgli on the AP, but I have a problem with the control. I'm gonna go manual tracking right now.
Roger. Ryanair 7 to correction, Ryanair 2742.
Let's see, ground. It says plane is loaded, so that's what we need.
Ryanair 2742.
Let's close all. And London Control, FedEx 318 and Stan 81 here at Birmingham, requesting pushback onto Tango facing north.
X180, all parts approved. You're the only one at Birmingham. Report when you're ready at holding point 15.
Roger that. We'll report when holding at holding point 15 for FedEx 318. Alright, so the holding point for 15 is Alpha 1. He's basically like, get over there. You're straight. Which we're cool with that. Alright, so the APU is up and confirmed. Let's also confirm it on our data, on our information here. As you can see, we've got a gas temperature of 640 stabilized. RPM is at 1,000. So with that being said, bada bing, bada boom. Let's get our bleeds on. Open up the isolation valve. And we are good there. And let's continue to turn this stuff on. Let's also, now that we've been fully approved, get our better pushback situated here. Okay, we want to basically delete that segment and we want to come back and face north. Hi babe, love you. Okay.
Ground to cockpit. Plan acknowledged. Call me through the menu when you're ready.
We are most certainly ready. So let's start the pushback.
Ground to cockpit. Tow is driving up.
Alright, tow is driving up. So let's get that red beacon on. Let's make sure we turn that ground power off. And now we've come here, mates. You guys like that? Little accent switch. I'm going to check you guys out in the chat here. I'm not being dismissive. I'm just trying to make all this happen. Okay, we got to get rid of all this madness here.
Red nose 69 Bravo Juliet. Contact.
Boom, everything is away.
129.45.
Now let's get this out of the way and get that out of the way and come to the bottom and turn on our squawk there. And as the truck is getting ready, let's go ahead and start getting the plane up. Yaw dampers are on.
All doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect.
Okay, the rest of this we'll get on. Landing elevation we're getting ready to work on. Boom, boom, boom. These are off and confirm for our flight crew. Seat belts and non-smoking is on. They know better. Let's also come up here and get this to both. Let's check our landing elevation in Paris. You guys like that? We're going to Paris. Touchdown elevation, airport elevate, runway elevation is 392.
So connected and bypass pin inserted.
392.
Release parking brake.
Alright, here's the parking brake. Parking brake is released.
Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
Okay, we may start engines. Perfect. Let's not forget the trims. trims are 4.2.
London Control, good evening. You said 4 Victor Kilo, passing 3,700.
It's almost there.
24 Victor Kilo, London Control, hello, climb
There we go.
down,
It's about 4.2.
Flight level 1.
Alright guys, and we are going to go ahead and start the right engine. Okay, right engine, we've got oil pressure. We've got our N2 coming up. We're looking between 21 and 25. Fuel is being introduced. Exhaust gas temperatures on the rise. The N1 fan is starting to turn.
Direct spray to the 4 Victor Kilo.
Don't forget guys, we are departing on flaps 15. Rejected takeoff is being confirmed there. Alright, that's back in the auto position, which is fine with us. Starting left side. Left side notch 2 or stage 2 fan is on the rise. Same thing. 21 will introduce fuel. Fuel is being introduced. And there we go. We are about to get it in, folks. Hopefully we do well. Drew Stone is in the house. Spawn and Salmon, D-Champ, James Johnson is still sexy. London es muy London es muy pero muy ocupado. Que no, papa, que verdad. Appreciate you guys checking in, man. James Johnson is always making some good stuff. HD Simulations in the house, fellow content creator. He says kind of early for me, bro. Yes, sir. It is. You know I gotta switch it up, man. I gotta get it in when I gotta get it in, man.
Disconnecting toes. Stand by.
Okay, just on the off chance, we're just setting our rejected takeoff, and now we can get our bleeds on. Can close the isolation valve, stop the APU bleed, and get the packs on. Let's get our trim air and the recirculation fan where it needs to be.
Good evening, Tom Jet 26 Charlie. We're in the Throttle 200 to Rugby on the Lister 1 November 4 Luton. Tom Jet 26 Charlie, London Control, hello, Roger, Squawk 0353.
Okay, now we'll leave the APU generator on. The generators left and right are connected, so we're going to turn the APU off at this point. And let's wait for that hand signal for sure, for sure.
Unit 4 Victor Kilo, climb flight level 370.
Toe is disconnected. A bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal on the
No
left.
fuel in that
We'll
center
see you
point.
next time and have a safe flight.
Redirect Ledbow.
Direct left to the 4 Victor Kilo.
Gonna do some anti-icing on the way there. Let's pull up our flight controls.
Roger 26 Charlie, descend flight level 150. Level 150.
Which also means I owe you guys something as well here.
Let's 26 Charlie, you can redirect Finmer. Direct to Finmer, Tom Jet 26 Charlie.
Okay, flight controls are free and clear here. Okay, we're monitoring our hydraulics as well. Pull up. Pull down. Aileron left. Aileron right. Neutral. Rudder right. Rudder left. Neutral. Well, let's see. Toe brakes. Perfect. Okay. Trims are set. Let's get our flaps set now. Verify flaps 15 is selected. We will wait for it to indicate here. Flaps are in transit. Okay, they're flaps 1 and they're moving to flaps 5. Let's get the lower DU nice and cleared off. Still waiting for those flaps to fully transit. You can see they are on the way down. Okay, flaps are set. Selected and indicating 15. And let's get our taxi lights on. the nose gear. Let's come out and see what we look like, man. I believe we're looking official, guys. Okay, let's check that taxi. Okay, so we're just going to taxi straight, Tango, right Alpha.
Climb down flight level 2. Climb down flight level 200.
Alright guys, here we go.
Flight level 200.
Let's see if we can make miracles happen. Parking brake is released.
6 kilo passing altitude 4,000.
Welcome aboard FedEx flight 318 with service to
4,000. We'll go direct Hamptons.
Paris, France. Here you go, babe.
London controller.
Baby?
45,
Phone? There you go.
5,000.
Belgium 45 London control. Hello. Route direct.
Alright, sorry, my phone was ringing and I think it's, we have a doctor's appointment for the kids. A telephonic one, that is.
Air Delta 45, route direct. 6 mile, climb flight level, repeat flight level for Air Delta 45.
45 climb flight level 2.
D-Champ, how long is the flight? No, we're in the UK and the flight is only to Paris. The flight is very short. It's only like 200 something nautical miles. It'll be about 50 minutes. Vas a hacer un vuelo en... Yeah, tengo que comprar este avión. No tengo este avión ahora en mi hangar. Hang on, let me tell my wife something. Okay, I am back. And we are going to take a right here on Alpha. We'll get that on in here in a second. Want to get that weather on. Okay guys, we're taking our right onto Alpha here. I'm taxiing a little slower on purpose so we have plenty of time to de-ice. We did have the de-icing truck out there, so...
Papa Lima, London control, Roger. Curious is to Jersey, routing Bug Up Direct Deluxe. Flight level 170, squawk 7766.
Okay, the weather radar is in a test mode right now.
Okay, Jersey, Bug Up Direct Deluxe, flight level 170, squawk 7766. We've got Puppy.
Golf Foxtrot Delta Papa Lima, reback is correct. Oxford, QNH 989 hectopascals. And when you're ready, you can taxi to runway 01. Report ready.
Look at that nasty weather, guys.
989 and when ready, we'll taxi 01. Report ready. Go for
my apologies, Ryan 6 kilo.
I'm unable to find UID 2.
Oh, I didn't do a view over that
My
side.
apologies.
Okay guys, the anti-icing is going to come off. Anti-ice is off. Just going to slide over here. I want to put the terrain on this side. Booyah! Okay, there we go. Alright guys, let's pick up this taxi now. I'm satisfied with the de-icing. So we'll continue straight, left on Alpha 1. Okay, altitude is set to 6,000. LNAV and VNAV are...
You can expect us vectors after.
Of course, I knew the rain was going to be messing with me back and forth here.
Yeah, we're about to do that for sunset. 26 Charlie. 26 Charlie, thank you. Descent flight level 80. Descent level 80, sunset 26 Charlie. Good question. Right now, 6 kilo, contact London Control 129.425. 129.425 for speed bid for right now, 6 kilo. Bid for Victor Kilo, Monarch Unicom 122.78.
Unicom, speed bed 4 Victor Kilo, good night.
FedEx 318, runway 15 to surface wind 070 degrees at 8, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, FedEx 318. Wow, he's good. Alright, we've been clear, guys. So let's slow our roll here, check final. Landing lights are on. Strobe is on. Final's clear. Auto throttle's been activated. Okay guys, one thing you want to make sure you hit is this toggle up button here. Put the engines into the takeoff mode here. They'll automatically switch to climb, but we'll monitor that. Clock has started. Takeoff power is set. Toga. Forward pressure on the yoke. Airspeed's alive. 80 knots. Rotate.
Charlie, leave Finma heading 157 degrees. Leave Finma heading 157 degrees, 26 Charlie.
Positive rate. Gears coming up. Airspeed is looking good here. Pitching down. Just follow those flight directors, guys. Okay, this is pretty gnarly. One stage flaps up. Woo! She's pretty gnarly. Let's get on autopilot pretty quick here. Autopilot is engaged to help me out. That's pretty gnarly. Next stage flaps up. Last stage flaps up. 318 is vacating. 3,300 climbing via SID.
318, thank you. Climb now. Flight level 190.
Up to flight level 190, FedEx 318. Alright guys, we've been cleared up to flight level 190. This is some gnarly weather. Alright, let me get those flight controls off for you.
Miles from runway 07, descent altitude 6.
Woo-wee! Captain Shaq, I just saw you checking in, but I am a little busy. I'm gonna get to you guys to chat in a second. This is some nasty stuff here, guys. You guys already know what's up. Let's get that anti-icing on. Let me look at speed restrictions here.
Climb flight level 310.
Okay, max 250. Cool, cool.
Right, just confirm 310 and redirect Finma.
Make sure that windshield heat is on. It is. That was a pretty hairy departure, guys.
Ryanair 65 Victor Tango under control. Hello, it's the
Okay,
one
speed is increasing.
For Stansted. When you're ready, descend flight level.
Don't forget, transition altitude is 8,000. Thank you, baby. I love you. Gracias, mi amor. Okay, we're getting ready to hit transition here. And Captain Shaq, what is the name of the turbulence? Are we fighting it? Hopefully, no breakables for real. The British, I want to do a flight to 747, but I'm not sure where to fly. Alright, I'll get with you guys here in a second. Let me make sure we're out of the madness here. So let's go to the standard pressure now. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Charlie, descend altitude 3,000 feet. Descend altitude 3,000 feet, I'm good to 6 Charlie. We have a few more drummers. London control, good evening, Ryanair 26130.
Okay, there's standard pressure.
261 London control, hello Logan to hotel arrival for Heathrow. Route direct Sabre. Hotel arrival for Sabre.
Just monitoring it is in the climb profile.
Turn right, turning 170 degrees. I'm taking 170 degrees, 26 Charlie, I'll be off for a minute or so. 26 Charlie, just stand by and stop descent altitude 4,000 feet. Descent 4,000, next time to 26 Charlie.
2992, there we go, guys. Woo! Not much to look at here.
26 Charlie, RBR is currently 1,500 meters.
Thank you, 26 Charlie. That was a departure there for you, boy. Let's see where we're at.
1045, contact London Control 129.425.
Okay, we'll go back on VNAV now.
Right, FedEx 318 contact London Control 129.425.
Over to London Control 129.45 for FedEx 318. Alright.
Contact 26 Charlie, turn left, heading
London Control 129.425, 129.425.
Alpine 12690 with you, Federal 210.
That's 1269 and London Control, hello, Logan to hotel arrival for Heathrow, Squawk 03.
Shuttle 3 Yankee, London Control 127.1, Dewey.
127.1, and Dewey, right now, 3 Yankee.
At 731 Whiskey, route direct Benbow, climb flight level 310.
Direct Benbow, 310, 731 Whiskey.
Easy 39 Hotel Whiskey, when ready, descend flight level 200, level by Lelna.
When ready, descend to flight level 200 to be level by Lelna, Easy 39 Hotel Whiskey.
Victor level 1,350 good day.
Good evening, London Control, FedEx 318, flight level 158, climbing flight level 190.
FedEx 318, London Control, good afternoon, climb now flight level 250.
Up to flight level 250, FedEx 318.
FedEx 318, route direct to Wafu.
Say again, direct for FedEx 318?
FedEx 318, route direct Wafu.
Okay, clear direct to Whiskey Oscar Delta, FedEx 318.
Nope. Wafu, Whiskey Alpha Foxtrot uniform. It is in your flight plan.
Okay, clear to Wafu, Whiskey Alpha Foxtrot uniform for FedEx 318.
Correct.
Thank you, sir.
All
Alright. It's hard to understand what he's saying with all this noise in here, bang. Look at that, guys. We do have a little breakthrough in the clouds here. And we are going up to flight level 250. We're back on the VNAV. Everything is lovely. Now that we have cleared out of those clouds and that storm. Okay, we'll be turning the terrain off there in a second.
Climb 350, easy for you.
Ooh, a little bit of rain there. Okay, what we got going on here, guys? My baby says, big up everyone. Welcome to the chat. Thank you for joining my hubby on this morning flight. Please like, share, and subscribe. Besitos a ti, mi amor. Gracias por todo. Look, you can see another contrail of an aircraft over there off in the distance. What? Okay. Alright, guys, just trying to keep up. The British says closer to like 1 to 2. There you go. Drew Stone says, back to work I go. See y'all later. Spotted Sentence says, check on from work, bro. Nice. You guys are awesome.
2945, just a little bit of a learning tip here. When you first check in, I need your passing cleared and the SID you're on.
Okay, guys, so we're on the VNAV now, which is good. We're climbing up to flight level 250. We're in the standard pressure. And we can go back to our legs here. Let's come over here to the progress. Okay, our top of climb is in 12 nautical miles. And we're doing good. We're expected to still have 12,000 pounds of fuel when we get to Paris as it stands right now, so that's good to go. That's definitely 3 over the anticipated 9,000 pounds of reserve fuel. And guys, we are above the clouds. Weather radar can come off for now. And then you guys can see our top of descent where that's at. We are passing through flight level 218 at this time, guys. Ron Simon says, I meant thumbs up. Got you. Still here, Dre says, I gave a thumbs, bro. Oh, thank you. Thank you. James Johnson says, he just finished bringing his tequila and he's not happy. It's kind of me. Oh, okay. James Johnson's giving me a hard time with all the turbulence. He said he dropped some of his tequila and he's not happy. Ay, papá. Pues, otro tequila, un traguito tequila gratis para ti, mi amor. Para ti, cora. What do you think the best way to learn DCS is? YouTube videos, and just practice, man. That's the best way, in my opinion.
Easy 2945, route direct to Lelna, climb flight level 200.
Alright, so we can now get rid of these charts, guys. You guys are awesome to fly with in the morning. Got to do more of this.
200, easy 2945.
Still getting 33 FPS with the clouds, so still running pretty smooth.
Easy 400, X-ray monitor to come 1228, good day.
1228, wonderful job, see you soon.
Easy 300, Whiskey, Jersey's closed on freight, Tibbet Unicom 1228, have one good flight. Jersey Unicom 122, that's about easy 300, so Whiskey, taxi, goodbye.
So let's get an idea where we are.
You're not following the city either, so redirect now, please.
So London's off to our left, so it will be extremely busy here. Okay, you can see we have reached flight level 250. Aircraft is most certainly doing its best to maintain the speed here. We're at Mach 7.72, and we're in the cruise profile on the engine. If not, we'd have to tap on that.
It's Viva 2737, line of control, good afternoon, Squawk 6730, it's the Canab 1 Golf arrival.
Okay, let's look at our, okay, 0.7, okay, yep, these are the speeds that we're going to be cruising at. So top of descent's on 143 nautical miles, so we don't have long to be at this cruising altitude, guys. All right. Now, Spawn and Summon say, Dre, I bought the A10 Warthog, the Model A, years ago for DCS. Can I train on that? Yeah, you can train on that. I think that's a good start. It's less tech. It's got older avionics in there, but still a wealth of information out there. And honestly, learning that aircraft on DCS is the best way to learn, because it requires you to use the HOTAS a lot, and that's is most multitasking that you're probably ever going to do, because that thing requires you to slave a lot of stuff to the HOTAS. You got TMS, DMS, CMS, Coolie hat, China hat, you know, just a whole bunch of stuff. I think that's a good aircraft to learn on, and I'd be able to help you out as well. Maybe we'll do some training flights.
Say yes, we've got 2737. 2737, descend down flight level 310.
I'm not going to put any music on right now, just simply because we have a lot of ATC on, boy. I'm telling you, man. Flying in Europe is something else. There is a lot of ATC on.
58202, descend altitude 2,000 feet.
Descending altitude 2,000 feet of fine, 8202.
98 Papa Golf, Monitor Unicom 128, Juliet. Takeoff, 98 Papa Golf, Juliet.
Sorry, I'm just checking the map. Seeing if there's any ATC on in Paris.
Contact London 127.1.
Contact London 127.1, 34 Tango Hotel, Pushback. Bye.
Yeah, Alpha 8202, right turn, heading 050 degrees, cleared on, let's approach 08 right.
Okay, it doesn't look like there's any ATC on in Paris, so that's kind of a relief.
Bravo, India, Golf. November Delta, Nitro, Roger. 2737, it's the Canab 1 Golf arrival, you're number 2 to traffic. About 4 miles in front, I just need to create a little bit of separation between the two of you.
Aviation Geek is in the house. Spawn and Simon, is there a special event going on in Europe today? I don't think so. Europe, they love to fly I mean, we love to fly everywhere, but Europe particularly has been instrumental in a lot of flight sim stuff and simulators, period. They love simming in Europe, trust me. So this is just normal on a regular night. I've been trying to fly the 747-8 and X-Plane 12, but the autopilot either doesn't work or I'm using it wrong. Yeah, the British. You know, I gotta check out that Salty Sims 747. I don't have it yet, but I'll check it out, man. Sorry about that. Hopefully when I get it, I'll be able to help you out, man. I myself don't even have it. I flew the 747 in X-Plane 11, but it was from a different developer, of course. Yeah, I'm trying to remember who my 747 was from in X-Plane 11. I can't think of the name right now. It's not Flight Factor. Yeah, I don't think it's Flight Factor. I just can't remember. I know my 777 is Flight Factor. This is Flight Factor. 767 is. I just can't remember who the 777. I mean the 747 is made by in X-Plane 11.
Weather, g'day, Air Canada 869, radar heading 275 degrees, level 80.
Okay, guys, let's range this back. Got about 100 miles to our top descent. So, let's get the latest and greatest on weather. Okay, winds are out of the southwest, 220 at 6 knots. QNH is 90901. We got some broken clouds at flight level 170, scattered clouds at 5,500, scattered clouds at 2,300 feet. So,
heading to London 127.1, speed 2760, many thanks, bye bye.
65 Papa Mike, Roger at Midhurst, Mike India Delta.
And I don't believe there's any ATIS there.
Take Mike India Delta, picking up with height, 65 Papa Mike. 65 Papa Mike, correct, descent.
No ATIS there. How's the 757 treating you? Pretty good so far. I mean, we took out of some pretty horrible weather conditions. So not so bad so far, Aviation Geek. Everything's copacetic so far. I mean, above the clouds, it's absolutely gorgeous. Let's see what FPS we're getting. Now we're getting 45 now, so it's a little better. Okay, so now we're crossing the water now, so we are literally south of London. Here's that busy London area. And then we should be transitioning out of the airspace there shortly. Making our way on to the France, to the Paris. Let's see, this is all France here.
Okay, Mike Alpha Charlie, sorry, were you calling at it?
Delta Q, Mike Alpha Charlie, AFN, system 152 on the ground, open at Corsair at Shoreham, connection 987, verified departure east.
Let's make sure our Unicom is set up.
Golf Kilo, Mike Alpha Charlie, Roger, that is all correct.
Now, what I found out too, a difference about flying on VATSIM, not in the United States, especially in Europe and Africa, the Middle East, is that the controllers, even though you're outside of their airspace, they'll continue controlling you, even though you're outside of that border. So you really got to air hustle and pay attention to what they're saying. So we are planning a full flaps landing with probably auto brakes 3. It's a short runway, shorter runway.
The 2737, that's worked out really nicely, so you can increase speed if you wish, no greater than 300, so 300 knots or less.
The British said that the Boeing is no longer making some of those most iconic planes. I know, man. Aviation Geek says, I hate to hear that about Leo's mom. Yeah, it's sad she passed. You know, we did a lot of prayers to him. So, again, may she sleep in peace for sure. Danny D. London FM says, hi there. Is this a Payware 757? Yes, it is. This is the Flight Factor 757 for X-Plane 12, which they ported it over from X-Plane 11. And they just, you know, did their modifications. And welcome to the stream, my friend. Hope you are well. So guys, we are making our way in, or down I should say, to Birmingham, France. You can see we're now over that body of water. Of course you can't see it visually, simply because the dear Lord has provided a wonderful Charmin aesthetics for us. That bad boy working.
London briefing ground at 54 Papa Delta 188 climbing 200 inbound
This is a beautiful scenery here, but it's a very volatile scenery in real life. Flying here with these type of weather conditions, it just amazes me how strong these aircraft are.
Flight level 222, descending flight level 140 by Atom. Animation 7821, redirect to Timber, descend flight level 110. Right to Timber, descend to flight level 110, ladder motion 7821.
Okay, 62 to our top of descent. Let's also come in here and start checking our altitudes. Buybacks is at 250 at flight level, or below flight level 240.
Under control, hello, Golf, Sierra Oscar, uniform Lima on the ground at Bournemouth with Charlie, 986, Hector Pascal, air request close to Birmingham.
There it is, below flight level 240 at 250.
Golf, Sierra Oscar, uniform Lima, nice call, under control, good afternoon.
And that's pretty much it for the descent. Then we've got Colive on the 9 Victor, max 250 at below flight level 13. 250 below 13. You want to double check this to make sure the aircraft is actually... Now look, when we get Mopar and a heading of 93, how long that we have to go in order to be on the downwind. Look, 50 nautical miles, so that's amazing to me. In the United States, you're never on the downwind that far.
Current altitude is flight level 160.
403, London, hello. Roger, are you maintaining standard pressure 1013?
Upper rider 1403.
Confirm you're currently indicating 166.
I'm just going to go to standard pressure now, sir.
Oh, it helps. Rider 1403, thank you. Climb flight level 350. Redirect Bogner.
Bogner, flight level 350.
And technically, we're still in his airspace. It extends pretty much a little over halfway through that waterway. So he'll be releasing us here shortly. We'll be on our own.
Up to 130 left 025 is E37 up Tango.
672, Monitor Unicom 1228, have a nice day. Unicom 122, that's my cheers, thanks. FedEx 318, live my space, Monitor Unicom 122, cheerio.
Over to Unicom. Thanks for the ATC. Have a great evening. FedEx 318. All right. Bada bing, bada boom. We are on our own, y'all. See ya. 44 nautical miles until we start our descent. Maybe we can get a song or two in, guys. Now that we have been freed. Because trust me, I'm not playing any music when I can hardly understand what you're saying in the first place. There we go. There you go. Give you guys a bit of a view as we make our way to Paris, France. You guys thought I was French there for a minute, didn't you? You guys thought your boy switched over from being the Afro-Latino that he is to a Frenchman. I could have. You guys don't even know how your boy is a chameleon. I'm messing with you guys. Let's partake in a little bit of agua here. All right, all right. Aviation Geek says FedEx 318 in real life flies from Memphis to Chicago but hasn't flown in 2 months. Got you. Appreciate you, Aviation Geek. Aviation Geek says 757 is the sexiest plane on earth. No doubt. Spawn and Sam and anybody know how Leo 6 is doing? Yeah, you know, I gotta call him. I mean, I do have a pretty good relationship with him, and you know, sometimes you just gotta give a person their space, especially after, you know, they've experienced loss in their life. So just want to be respectful of that, you know. Top of descent is in 32 miles. So what we can do now, guys, is get our MCP altitude down. But that is very thoughtful of you, Spawn and Simon, to be thinking about him and his family, and Leo himself. So that says a lot about your character, man. So big up to you. If I had a horn, I would honk it right now. And really, for all you guys on board, when I do some ATS, I'll give you guys a few honks. Alright, guys, so you can see this wall of weather. When we start our descent, we'll get our weather radar back on. So there's our top of descent there. That's the terrain. We want the weather radar. Let me see. I don't remember which one is which. Okay, there we go. There's the weather, and we'll keep terrain on that side, so that's copacetic. Appreciate you guys definitely flying along with your boy today. So we're either going to go back to London or we're going to go back to Birmingham. Which, what do you guys want to do? You guys want to fly into London or you guys want to fly back to Birmingham? I'll let you guys put a little vote in there. We are not doing bad at all, folks. The British says London. London it'll be. London it shall be. Aviation Geek says London. Bow. Gotta have that really rigid military salute. Bow. You should divert to New York. That's a pretty good divert. Let me just throw a couple of thousands and thousands of fuel on there and redirect these packages to our houses, right? Divert to Anchorage. Alright, as long as you guys are my first officer, because when I go to sleep, you better be in control of the aircraft. That's all I got to say. Alright. Take a look here and see what our top of descent is in 10 nautical miles. And we'll start our descent. Which means less distraction. I need to focus. Music's coming back off. Spawn and 7 says sounds like a plan. You guys get the crazier and the crazier by the day. Alright. I'm tilting my phone, but I don't have your controls yet. I'll pass it over to you. Then it'll be your aircraft, Aviation Geek, with your phone, so you can tilt it. All right, guys, it is about to get real. Let there be no mistake. You can see another aircraft, the contrails. I love how VATSIM has incorporated that in there. Funny thing, guys, we never turned our landing lights off. Shame on us. We've basically been flying around with all of our lights on. Okay. Let's get that. Oh, the anti-icing is on as well. We're going to leave that on. Okay. It's going to say drag required more than likely. Paris traffic and surrounding traffic. FedEx 318 is a Boeing 757-200 Foxtrot. It's now vacated. Flight level 250, descending on the Buybax 9 Victor, expecting full stop runway 27 right. Paris traffic. Hey guys, so we have started our descent, and which will be Captain Nate is in the house. My man, what's going on with you, Captain Nate? Good to see you, man. I hope you're doing well. And I hope the week is treating you good on this middle of the week, hump day, Wednesday. Getting through the week so we can get to the weekend, so then we can do it all over again. Good to see you, Captain Nate. If you guys don't know, Captain Nate is definitely heavy into aviation. Is also a part of the World Flight Crew, the Cali crew. So big up to you, my G. Look forward to working with you, Captain Nate. All the way, every day. Aviation Geek said he is finer than frog hair, boy. All right now, I like that. You can't love anybody else if you don't love yourself, so that's good, Aviation Geek. That is good, my G. Captain Nate says, yes, sir. World Flight 2023 is going to be great. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is, my brother. All right, guys, you can see we're continuing our left turn here as we are essentially getting ourselves on the downwind. So this will be basically another, 36 miles on this one here. Now this is where we need to make sure we're going to a heading of 93. So once we get to Mopar, as we are now going to be reeling in Colive. Actually, once we get to Colive, once we get to Colive, we'll go straight on the, make sure that we're dialed in to a heading of 93, which that'll be another 50 nautical miles until we need to make our right base turn to Gizzo Q. Again, so we're direct to Colive right now. We'll let the lateral navigation take care of that. Once we get to Colive, we'll be on a heading of 093 to Mopar. We're going to disregard this because then we're basically going to be vectoring ourselves at that point. So guys, we're at flight level 188. Don't forget transition altitude here is going to be 5,000. And the weather radar is looking clear. We'll get that out there a little bit. Let's check our fuel on board. Fuel on board is good, 16.1. We got pretty well balanced tanks here. We got a tank temperature there of 2 degrees Celsius. Man, I swear it went from super busy in my ear to awfully quiet because of no ATC. Weather data airport. Okay. So far so good, guys. Continuing our descent. Remember, at Mopar we'll continue our descent, and we need to be at below 13,000. It looks like we're good to make that. Got about another 15 miles or so to go until we get there, so we should absolutely be below flight level 13,000. And in Mopar we need to be between 12 and 11. Let's make sure our FMC says that. Mopar, but between 12 and 11. So technically there we go. Pick that up, and then Giz Q's above 5,000. Let's check that out here really quick. 5,000, and then here is where we get the Maltese Cross. So let's look at the additional information. So here's where we're going to get the Maltese Cross at 5,000 and start descending on down. Our missed approach with the comm failure, but we're not assuming that. Climb straight ahead to 5,000 to fix of Papa Golf 651. Continue on a 281 heading to Papa Golf 652, then to the PON VOR max 5,000 as directed. Minimum safe altitudes for this whole area is 3,200 feet. We could see if we had, ATC on stuff, we would observe that, but it would also depend on VATSIM. Transition altitude, again, 5,000. So again, we're going to pretty much adhere to that, and maybe we'll put in the correct barometric pressure after 6,000. So we'll just get it down. Okay, so once we get to Mopar, we're going to go on our heading of 93, which is already set. And AT Limitation says, what's the ETA? We should be there very shortly. Aviation Geek says, I heard the Boeing company employee won this $754 million jackpot just days after the last 747 was delivered. I guess that was his thing. Aviation Geek says, I thought you were going to Birmingham, Alabama, not to Paris. I'm sure you did, Aviation Geek. The British says, I'm about to get an 11 a.m. lunch. Well, happy lunch to you. And Aviation Geek, of course, is saying, what's up to the one and only, the Shaquille Oatmeal. Okay, guys, so we're starting to get down to that cloud layer. Continuing our descent to Mopar. Okay, guys, we are now on the heading mode. So we're going to fly a heading of 93 all the way down until we feel like we're good for the right base turn. And guys, if you observe the briefing we just did for the missed approach, there it is. So this is a pretty nice missed approach. We're going to come, bada bing, bada boom. We're going to come straight out on this heading, and this is where we're going to do our hold. Let's observe it if it's a right or left hold. This is with lost comms, but here's where we're going. So let's go further down. This is the left hold. Let's see. Directed. Not to scale. So Mopar we see is a left hold. I'm trying to ascertain if it's a left hold that we go into or not. So we're going to continue on. Paris traffic, FedEx 318, Boeing 757-200 Foxtrot is now on an extended downwind for runway 27 right. We'll call right base, right to final for Paris traffic. Okay. All right, guys. Now we're at the 10,000. Let's get the lights we basically had on the whole way. We'll keep the anti-icing going there. You can see basically there's the runway. There is the last basically fix before it, and there's GizQ. So that's where we'll be doing our right turn to. So which makes it simple. This is a very simple thing to do. So basically we want to make a 90-degree turn. So basically we're going to turn almost directly due south and then almost perfectly turn back direct due west. So we'll be turning to basically, if we're at 93, we'll turn to a heading of 183 for our turn into our right base leg. My man 104th Money is in the house. What is good? What is good, Money? Good to see you, man. Enjoyed flying with you last night, brother. He says I'm waiting for a sleeper cab to break down so I can go crank up the Peterbilt heavy up and make some money. That's what I'm talking about, dog. Gotta make that money. Aviation Geek says sweet. That's fellow trucker talk between you guys. British says cockpits are so complicated because most of the switches are for lights. A lot of them are, believe it or not. Like all these basically are over here for lights, excluding clock switch. We'll keep that out for a second so we can monitor our turn. So we'll keep our rate of descent where it's at. Once we get at about the 20 nautical miles mark, we'll go ahead and start slowing down. You can see it's fluctuating because of that turbulence. And we're not breaking any speed limits. We are at 240 below 10,000. Let's look at the QNH one more time here. Let's update the meter. Okay, winds are 220, 6 knots, pretty much the same reading here. And QNH is 991. Just gonna start getting it in because I got a lot of work to do here. Let's switch to a different view here. Some of my pilot seat views are with XP Realistic, but it becomes a problem when you need to keep still and manipulate the switches. 991. Okay, we're also going to go 991 here as well. Our standby avionics. And of course, we need to go 991 over here. Alright, QNH is absolutely 100% correct. We should be good to make the 5,000 mark there at Gizmo. We need to be 5,000 or above. Let's check that again. 5,000 or above, but then definitely at this point at 5,000. And there's only 2.4 nautical miles between the two, so you definitely already want to be at 5,000. You can see here our ILS information is 11035 Papa November Whiskey is the identifier with the heading of 264. Let's go ahead and check that in our nav radio here. (11035) with the front course of 264. 11035 with the approach course of 264 here. Okay guys, as we almost get to where we're going to turn, we're going to start slowing our speed down. We're actually going to go start doing that now. Let's go to 210. Let's look at our flap speeds. And of course, let's start configuring our auto brakes. We're going to do full flaps. I'm thinking about the difference between 2 and 3. We'll look at runway distance once again. Let's arm the speed brake. Speed brake is up in the arm position. Based off of that meter, we can still pretty much land full flaps. So let's go to our initial rep. We are going to be landing full flaps tonight or today. So with the 6 knots added to that, our final approach speed will be right at 140. Here is the ILS information again, 11035. Front approach course is 264, so it is confirmed as well in the trusty FMC there, guys. And actually, we'll just leave it on that ref there and make sure this is updated. And looks like the weather radar is no longer a factor, so we can get that off. And now let's increase our or decrease our map range. That's still not a good idea. Everything disappears, so let's keep it there so we know exactly when to start making our turn. And again, we're pretty much going to turn to a southern heading. Doing okay, my love? Oh, okay, mamá. Buena suerte y gracias por hacer eso, mi amor. All right. I like it. The air has definitely smoothed out. You can see here now we're getting ready to make our right base. As we make our turn, we're going to slow the aircraft down to approach speed to get the initial fix. Just a little longer, folks. And see if it comes in now. Yeah, just a huge difference between the two. Okay, let's come up here now. Because again, I need it to be still. So this setting here, I don't have the track IR or XP realistic, so I can make my turn basically to the right. 183 is what we said. Paris traffic. FedEx 318, Boeing 757-200 Foxtrot, now turning right base for runway 27 right. We are direct to GIMQ, and we will be calling right to final for Paris traffic. Now, you always want to get your approach speed down, and we are at the 5,000 that we needed. Speed check, flaps 1.
Traffic.
Okay, traffic's not a factor. Speed check, flaps 5. Okay, we're getting some wind gusts here. Let's double check something here. Yeah, winds are at 6, so we should be good. Butterluck time. I got arms like Tarzan, he says. Grease mode activated. We hope. We'll see what this grease mode brings here. I appreciate the encouragement, though, fellers. You guys are awesome. She is definitely bouncing. You guys see, even in this view here, how it's still bouncing around. I don't have my track IR in this view, but XP Realistic's in there, so it does bounce around. Track IR would be even worse. That's why a couple of other settings I don't have that on there, and she is definitely bouncing around, guys. Alright, let's look at the next level of flaps at 15. We kind of have our nose up a bit, and flaps 15 is going to be at 210. Speed check, flaps 15. Let's bring the nose down a little bit. You can see what our attitude is. It's pretty high. So with introducing those flaps, it should pretty much bring that in there. Okay, we got about 5 miles to Gizmo. Woo, she is bouncing around, boy. Okay, we got those flaps down. Everything is looking copacetic. We can actually see the ground. Alright, enough of that madness. Now you can see we lost a little bit of that higher attitude that we had. Okay, speed brakes or auto brakes are armed. Let's get one last look, and you can see us here. Let's get one last look at that runway, and you can see the runway is only 8,500 and something feet here, so that we, in case we have a float, and we're going to exit stage left. We're going to keep our anti-icing on until we are on final. Let's get into, because I'm going to have to make this turn pretty quick here. And let's arm the localizer now. Localizer is captured. Paris traffic. FedEx 318 is now fully established on the localizer 27 right, expecting full stop taxi into the FedEx cargo ramp for Paris traffic. Alright guys, as you can see, the localizer is captured. We are definitely below the glide slope is what you want, so 5,000 is our missed approach altitude, so we're going to leave that as is. You can see, just rearmed them, be on the safe side, because it's hard to see when they're in the arm position. Speed brakes are armed. The auto brakes are armed for 3. Approach speed is verified, +6, 133, would technically be 139. It's going to be 140 for us, guys. So here at this next fix is when we will get the Maltese cross. You can see it's coming down right now. And we're We're getting ready to drop the gear here shortly. Glide slope has been captured. Still no visual, but we'll get below that cloud. I'm not worried about anti-icing anymore. Anti-icing is coming off. And as you can see, the aircraft is already in the go-around mode, the GA, so we don't have to hit TOGA. It's already in the go-around mode for thrust. Alright guys, landing gear is coming down. Flight controls are on. Another stage of flaps. Reducing speed to approach speed now, 140. And Paris traffic. FedEx 318 is now on a 11-mile final for runway 27 right, expecting full stop with a taxi to the FedEx ramp there for Paris traffic. Next stage of flaps coming in. And finally flaps full. You can see that bad boy is full flaps. When you know when you can see through the wing between the spoilers, you know you have flaps full, baby. All right. Okay, full flaps is selected, and full flaps are indicating. Landing gear is down. Clearance has been giving. All landing lights are on. Auto ice is off. QNH is correct. Landing checklist is complete. Now, the thing about landing full flaps that I've noticed, it makes for a rougher landing sometimes. All that drag when you come down, so I'm going to try to keep my speed up. See that? I turned my head even so the cough wouldn't be in your guys' face, virtually. Excuse me. Alright, let's get a visual. Visual is confirmed. Breaking through those clouds. So those landing lights are all on and copacetic. Just letting autopilot take it a little further than I normally would. Just simply because the autopilot can do a better job of keeping us stable at this height. And don't forget, our decision height is 590. Okay, pretty soon we'll be getting our, there it is right there. Our radial altimeter just came on, guys. There's our decision height, and this is our above ground level, or AGL altitude. So we're exactly 2,200 feet above the ground, descending on the glide slope. So I like it. Nice approach, is stable. Now it appears that we're yawing, because this is 27 left, and this little guy here is 27 right. So this is the runway we're landing on, which is the shorter runway. Almost there. We're at 5.9, so we can now call a 5-mile final. Paris traffic, FedEx 318 is now on a 5-mile final for runway 27 right, full stop. Paris traffic. My aircraft. Now, keeping the speed up is crucial here. lot of trim work here. You don't want to do it too fast. Okay, we got disconnected from the voice server for some reason. Okay, we got to take it how we take it. I think it's the FPS with all the weather and everything here. Check. Ooh, we're getting some really, this is the first time I've gotten this horrible of frames here. Frames are hurting, but we're going to get her in. Okay, looks like they got a little better. Landing. Check. Check.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Reversers are out. Reverse free. Alright, sorry about the horrible frames, but it must be the airport and all the weather and things coming in, so. But guys, we made it in. Not a bad landing. Flaps are coming up. I'm satisfied with a negative 280 in those conditions. Man, I was fighting this bad boy. For real. I was fighting this thing for real, for real. I'm not even playing with you. Paris traffic, FedEx 318 on Zulu 2, vacating runway 27 right, taxi in to the FedEx ramp. Alright guys, I'll check you guys out in a minute. Flaps are up. Spoilers are up. Guys, welcome to Paris, France. Yeah, frames took a serious hit on the way back there. Okay, here we are. We'll make a left here and cross as we knew it. Okay, APU is still on its way. Let's get the clock stop. Clock is stopped. Okay, we're on Kilo 1. APU is available now. Paris traffic, FedEx 318 now crossing runway 27 left. Continue, taxi on Kilo 1 to FedEx ramp. See, we can probably take a little shortcut here. I'm going to check you guys out in the chat. Something is going on with this texturing of this runway. I don't know if this is supposed to be a wet runway, but It's kind of rough here, man. So we'll continue on Delta, then Delta 1. So replay hopefully won't be as stuttery as this was. Okay, we're on Delta still. Let's see, Delta. Then we need to make a left eventually and get on Bravo. We should just do that now. Yeah, I don't know how the replay is going to be with these frames. Got to do with the scenery, the traffic. I mean the airport scenery. I should have double checked this scenery and how it was doing before. I've literally haven't even used this scenery until today. Since X-Plane 11. Taxiways look crystallized. Don't worry guys, I'm definitely going to check you guys out here in a second. Frames 26 right now. So very interesting flight. There's the FedEx ramp there. Something going on again with these runways, man. And I'll be definitely reading your comments here shortly. Let's get those flight controls off. So once I pull in over here, guys, I'll start reading your comments. So I'm not being dismissive. I'm just trying to get us parked. After, I ain't gonna lie, guys, that was a little bit of a nerve-wracking approach. I mean, she was trying to make an example out of me of why you always need to. Let me see. I'm looking at the turn into the ramp here. Okay, let's come this way. Here's larger aircraft over here. See if we can find us a spot over here. I'm looking at this spot, but is that going to clear my wings? I don't think so, man. I guess we're going to the end. Might have to mess around and park over here with one of these big boys. Yeah, let's see. What we got here, man? Should have pulled in right there. I'm tripping. This little Alaska plane has got the nerve to have that spot. We'll see if there's one more towards the end we can use. Apparently Alaska's got priority over us over there. Here, look at that. 119. My wife will know what that means. I guess we're meant to park it. Look at that. We can't even park over here. I mean, there is no way we're fitting right here, guys. So we're going to end up just spinning around here. And we're going to have to take that first spot that we saw there. His wings should be a little higher than ours, hopefully. Let me slow my roll before I make my full determination. Okay, we're good. We're good on the wingage. We are good on the wingage. Parking brake is set. And engines are coming off. Red beacon can come off. You can clearly see that is good to go. Can get these all off now. And welcome aboard, or welcome to Paris, France. Again, sorry about the horrible frames. And I'm about to check you guys out here in a minute as well, so. Alright, seat belts off. We'll leave the smoking on. And let's, of course, come over here, guys. And, whoo! Get this off, man. That was a journey for the books. Alright, y'all. Let's get rid of me. Let's get rid of the overlay. And let's do a little bit of celebrating here. Alright, let's see here. What we got here? I thought Nightbot was a person joke. Still yelling at Nightbot. I yelled at him like he's real. The British flight. It is flight fact. Okay, nice stream, Aviation Geek says. Dance, monkey dance, it says. Nice. Alright, y'all, let's get into the replay. Hopefully, we got decent frames here. Let's see what the frames are running now. 21. I don't know how the replay is going to go. We'll give her a go, though. Don't be surprised if it crashes X-Plane. Definitely struggling here. And again, since I've had X-Plane 12, this is by far the worst, you know, frames that I've gotten. It's something having to do with the airport scenery, man. A little better than I thought. There we go, guys. Not a bad touchdown. Pretty much center line. Pretty much center line, and that was a tough one. Pretty good landing there, guys. Pretty good landing. He's getting back rubs. What you guys think about that landing, man? That's pretty dope. I think we called everything right. Full flaps. I think we called the Oh, whew. I thought she was going to crash on me. Yeah, the British has good one. Yeah, I think we called the auto brake right. I think we called the flaps right. That bad boy was bouncing. You guys know we got to do a few more wing replays. James Johnson says, mantequilla, papa, butter, papa. Almost good enough for me. That's all I'm saying. Good enough for your boy. Yeah, and these this airport is just rather tough on frames here. British says, beautiful wing view. Hey, appreciate it. We'll do a right wing view on the final replay as I get ready to do the next leg. Give me a chance to talk to my wife really quick, just to make sure I am doing the next leg. I always got to check with the commander. We got one of my many 50 million kids. We got a conference today. And again, guys, the success in our flight a lot comes with the extra time that we spend on the ground getting things ready. There we go. We'll wait for it to turn off, and then we'll get a behind the wing replay on the other side. A little bit longer of a replay, and hopefully X-Plane 12 likes it. Yeah, so I'm assuming this texturing isn't just a messed up scenery. The texturing must be them simulating, I don't know, wet or ice runway. Looks like a lot of black ice to me. I'm about to land at LAX at X-Plane 12. Good luck, man. Which runway you taking? 24 right or 25 left? Which side of the field you parking on? I guess that's what it depends on. Uh-oh. Woo. X-Plane scaring me. Okay. Let us do something like this. Alright guys, so let me talk to the wifey to verify. Okay, 24 right, got you. I'm going to talk to the wifey, make sure what's going on, if we are in fact doing another leg here, because the time is ticking down. And enjoy the replay until then, guys, and I'll be back with you shortly to let you know 100% for sure if we are in fact headed to London. I'll be back. Enjoy the replay. Thanks for riding along. Okay, I'm done talking. right, guys, and that was a pretty nice replay. Welcome to the stream, Matthews60. He says he's from Paris. Well, thank you for allowing us to land in Paris with you, good sir. I appreciate it. Beautiful countryside that you have here. Beautiful airport. And the British says he landed on runway 24 right, negative 213 in Paris. I'm going to jump back on camera really quick, guys, because this is going to do it for me today. I was talking with my wife, and I was going to do another leg, but with the conference and something else that we got to take care of, I'm going to be ending the stream here. Matthew60 says a nice landing, but here's the good news. We will be back tomorrow morning, pretty much around the same time, and we are doing a two-legger. So things should be different tomorrow, and we're going to do a two-legger, and maybe we'll fly from, let's say, Paris to Innsbruck tomorrow. You guys want to do Paris to Innsbruck tomorrow, and then maybe back? So that's what I'll plan for us to do that tomorrow. So guys, plan on Paris, France to Innsbruck in Austria, which is Lima Oscar Whiskey India, for tomorrow, and we'll fly into there. We'll probably have to take an Airbus. We'll see what company we fly for, but we're gonna get it in, guys, because I am enjoying continuing to do some of this European flying out of the United States. So we'll for sure maybe rock that tomorrow, and then after Lowy, maybe we'll fly back to London tomorrow for the second leg. So maybe Paris to Innsbruck, and then Innsbruck back to London, and do it that way, guys. So I definitely want to say big up to everybody for riding with your boy, man. If you watched our departure out of Birmingham in the UK, it was a nasty departure, man. It was a nasty departure. We had some good ATC through London Center, the Central London Center South. We departed London Center South's airspace right over the water, you know, basically got into France, had no ATC. We arrived on the Bybax 9 Victor with a full stop landing on ILS runway 27 right to the FedEx cargo ramp, where of course we didn't have any doggone parking available to us. But guys, it's definitely been 100% pleasure flying with you guys today, and let me give some shout outs, of course. Capital G, capital O, capital D, thank you for waking me up today. Thank you for continuing to bless me with life. My wife and kids, of course, love you so much. Thank you for always supporting. My man's James Johnson was in the house, man. Gracias a ti, papá, por siempre acompañarme aquí en mis streams. Muy agradecido, papá, muy agradecido. Antonio Minaj checked in. Drew Stone 77, the weatherman, always on board. Appreciate you, Drew. We also had HD Simulation, who's a fellow content creator. Channel's doing phenomenal. Go check him out, please. As well as Shaquille Oatmeal, who's always sending subscribers my way. So if you're not subscribed to Shaquille Oatmeal's channel, he's definitely a bigger thing than I am. But please go subscribe to his channel, support him. He's also a World Flight, as well as Captain Nate, who checked in. So big up to those, both of those. We had D Champ was in the house. He gave us the big peace sign, and he was on board. Spawn and Salmon, of course, my boy, was in the house, also being very thoughtful. To Leo Sticks 86, who's also a content creator. So thank you for being thoughtful and always supporting. We also had the British on board. The British was on board. Big up to you, man. Thank you for your commentary and support, and for sharing your flight information. Good job with your, I believe it was negative 219 into LAX. Of course, my wife checked in again. Another big up to her. Aviation Geek, of course, my G is always in the house. Appreciate your support there, Aviation Geek. My man Danny D London was in the house, man. Thank you for checking in and for your commentary as well. We already said my boy Captain Nate. 104th Money, my real G, who I fly DCS with, who soon, guys, he will be in X-Plane 12, and we've got big plans to do shared cockpit together, so big up to him as well. I'm gonna give a big up to Nightbot, who was bullying people. Nightbot, behave next time. So big up to Nightbot, man. And Les Adventurers de Jose was in the house. Will too. Thank you for checking in, Les Adventurers de Jose. I don't think I gave you a big up or greeted you. I didn't see you during the flight, so thank you. I apologize for not getting to you. Definitely was not intentional. Monster checked in and looks like he was calling for a negative 190 is his flight factor. So Monster, big up to you and thank you for checking in. And I think that is it. I'm scrolling through to make sure I didn't miss anybody. Oh, my bad. Matthew60 was in the house. Big up to you, Matthew60. Thank you for checking in and thank you for letting us arrive to your homeland here in Paris. He says he's from Paris. So, man, you guys have truly been awesome. Let's look forward to some more flying departing Paris. Hopefully I said that right. Paris, France. And we'll be headed to Austria, Innsbruck. That ought to be an interesting one. I'm going to check the weather and make sure it is a doable flight because you guys know we come in those mountain systems either way you come in to that airport. And then we'll plan on going to, London after that, or back to Paris. Or I'm not going to fly into Gatwick. I do have that scenery, but Gatwick, for whatever reason, crashes the sim. And I'm surprised where X-Plane 12 is still going with all that memory that it had to do from the replay, so I'm still impressed. And does anybody else have anything else to say? Let's see. Do you have a planning for streaming? Do you have a planning for streaming? Are you asking, do I have a notification when I'm going to stream? If that's what you're asking. Normally I used to, but what was happening was I was getting double streamed. So pretty much this time tomorrow, let's see, maybe back it up 2 hours. We started the stream 2 hours and 33 minutes ago. So roughly I'm going to start at 9 a.m. West Coast time in the United States because I live in California. So 9 a.m. West Coast time, which I believe is about 5 p.m. or 6 p.m. UK time. So somewhere around there is when I plan on doing it. My English is not very nice. That's okay. That's okay. You're doing great. You're doing great. So thank you for just being here and being present with us. So that's the plan, guys. Tomorrow morning, that's my plan to get it in. We'll be back here again, hopefully, God willing. We're waking up and blessed with life in our bodies. Other than that, guys, man, big up to each and every one of you. I'm going to get out of here, and we are most certainly going to see you guys tomorrow. God bless each and every one of you, and we'll see you next time. All right, you guys got it. You guys got it. There we go. James Johnson says, una esposa feliz es una vida feliz. Papá? Claro que sí, ya tú sabes, hombre, ya tú sabes. Que siempre que tenemos que portarnos bien con la esposa para tener una vida buena. Gracias a todos. Thank you, everybody. I'm your boy Dre. I am Gone. That's gone. Big up to y'all.